introduce the talent cultivation through building industry-university cooperation platforms in Chinese Taipei. The current status of education in Chinese Taipei, we can see that we have a large number of universities and colleges. We have 158 universities, among which about half are technological universities. The overall unemployment rate is very low, it's about 4%, but the new college graduates unemployment rate is a little bit higher. So through closer cooperation, our university and colleges are intensifying support to our industrial partners in cultivating both technological and professional talents. And here is our educational system. We can see that in the university level, there are two systems. One is general education system, and the other is technological and vocational education system. But there's no, the two systems converge in the graduate school level. So there's no difference in the graduate school. This is the executive yuan, which is the highest administrative organ of government. In executive yuan, there's a board of industry, academia, research linkage. This board links all the related departments to promote talent cultivation and academic research innovation. And here is a detailed operation mechanism because of the talent, so this is just for your reference. Now I will talk about the 6 platforms for industry academia cooperation. The first one is industry school program. In this program, universities and industry are encouraged to cultivate professional as well as practical talent together. The participating university need to adjust the courses to establish practical cultivation plan, and the industry should offer mentor and give lectures and provide internship. And here's the detail. For each program, it requires at least 15 students. And for the course requirement, we have to have 10 practical course, 10 credits of practical course each year, and it requires 2 months of campus internship. And the company should provide the specialist for the practice-based course and provide the opportunity to recruit the graduate students. For example, in the year of 2015, there's a total of 321 such programs, and the government, the Ministry of Education, provide a total of $8.8 million US, and there's about 8,000 students participating in the industry school program. The second platform is Industry Academia Joint Hand project. So in this project, the purpose is to make up the labor shortage for some specific industry. And the industry, the participating company, need to provide the training place and the skill mentoring. Another purpose is to reduce the economic burden for vulnerable families combined with certification system. There are two modes. One is 3-in-1 mode, and the other is 4-in-1 mode. The difference is the vocational training center can participate in this project. Let me introduce a very successful example. For this particular example, there are 3 partners: Taiwan Tech, my university, National Taizhou Industrial High School, and Highwind Technologies Corporation. For this project, after finishing the second year, the student in the high school can enter the mechanical engineering department or WE departments of our university directly. But the student needs to participate in the summer internship, and they need to have a whole year of internship at university level. This program is very successful because the student can attend a leading technology university and a leading industry. Now let me introduce the third platform, off-campus internship. For the industry, the participant company can reduce the orientation training cost and recruit talent in advance. For the student, they can develop good working attitude and increase the opportunity for employment. For example, this is also a very successful example. Banner University is a technical university, and Aerospace Industrial Development Corporation, they established an aeronautical technology center to cultivate aeronautical production talent. The next one is industrial training of teachers. According to a regulation announced in November 2015, all faculty members teaching professional courses in technological university are required to complete their industry-related study or research for 6 months, every 6 years. The purpose is to strengthen the teacher's ability of practice teaching. Of course, it can also create the opportunity of industry university operation. I will show you some successful examples. For example, the National University of Applied Sciences, their professors were invited to provide professional service at Eden Mold Company for 6 months. The professor helped them to develop the knowledge management system, also include the on-job training and provide advices on the system improvement. Here's another example. The professor of Dongfang Design Institute, together with 2 companies, they designed an in-depth study course. Here is another example. The professor at Taipei City University of Science and Technology, they collaborate with company through industry academia cooperation project to develop technology jointly with the company. Here's the last example. Professor at Transworld University provide on-site service for biotech company to develop product application and processing. They also help to develop recycling of waste. The fifth platform is called Industry Academia Cooperation to cultivate R&D and lead project. For this project is designed to cultivate full-time PhD students. The student can receive a full amount of scholarship sponsored by the project and the participating companies. In the school side, they need to modify the doctoral program, and the thesis will be supervised by professor and the specialist from company. So in this project, in this PhD elite project, the university and the industry jointly determine the way of cultivation. Here's some example. Our university, Apec and Taipei, we all have such elite project to cultivate full-time PhD students. This is the last platform. It's called Regional Industry University Cooperation Center. There are a total of 6 such centers in Chinese Taipei. The center help our partner university for technology commercialization and patent and technology transfer. It also helped partner university to set up industrial education platform, such as the industry school program I just mentioned. This regional center also helped to establish cooperation between industrial association and university. So in conclusion, the technological and vocational education place emphasis on practical learning. Through close link industry academia cooperation, we cultivate a high quality workforce with practical and professional experiences. Through the technology and vocational education reform project phase 2, the Ministry of Education provides $620 million. Of course, most are used for equipment replacement in cultivating our students. The result is that almost all the students participating in the industrial school program are finally employed by the company. And in last year, over 70% of all the students of all the graduate students in vocational education system experience over 70% of students experience off-campus internship. So it's quite successful. Thank you.
And the next part of the presentation is on Malaysia, changing skill workforce and challenges. Let's welcome the presenter.
The respectable Dr. Lee Wen-Lung, President, National Taipei University of Technology. Distinguished ladies and gentlemen, very good morning. My name is Liza Abdul-Rahman. I'm from the Department of Skills Development from the Ministry of Human Resources of Malaysia. My presentation today will be more about Malaysia, but before I proceed, I'd like to say, express my thanks to the organizers of the 2017 Apec Chinese Taipei City Workshop for inviting me and having me this morning to speak a little bit about Malaysia. What I have for today is quite a number of slides. Yeah? Please bear with me. Okay. All right. I'll be speaking on three topics. The first one is on Malaysia, changing skill workforce and challenges. And the second one, I'll speak on the role of my department. And the third one will be on moving forward and concluding the presentation. Now, ladies and gentlemen, just to gauge, how many of you have been to Malaysia? May I see some hands, please? Not that many, yeah? Okay. So most probably, before I begin before I proceed, I'll just let you have some idea about what Malaysia is all about, since not that many people have been to Malaysia. Okay, Malaysia, we have a population of close to about 32 million now. And as you know, for most of our population is comprising of different races. We have Malays, Chinese, Indians, and we have a group of people. We have multicultural society. And the good thing about us is that our life expectancy is about 73 years old. So we tend to live longer, I guess. And on the exports, we are focused on electronic equipment, petroleum and liquefied natural gas, and chemicals, and other electronic goods. Okay. Now, on changing skill workforce and challenges. Okay, in 2010, the National Economic Advisory Council has proposed that Malaysia takes on a new economic model, one that is of high income and of inclusiveness and also of sustainability. We are looking at the target of increasing our income up to $15,000 to $20,000 per capita by 2020. And on inclusiveness, we want to enable all communities to fully benefit from the wealth of the community, of the country. And the third one, on sustainability, is to meet the present needs without compromising on future generations. And this is supposed to improve the quality of the rakyat or the citizen of Malaysia, as we pose up in the center of these three circles. Okay. Now, with respect to the demand for high-skilled workforce, our survey indicated that countries like Singapore, Finland, and Australia has a highly skilled workforce of close to about 50%, 45%, and 42%. Whereas in Malaysia, we are still stuck at 28%. And we need to increase this number from 28 to at least 50% by 2050. And this is our definition of high economic income. And the demand is actually on increasing the skills of the workforce. At the moment, the highly skilled, as mentioned, is about 28%. But for the semi-skilled or the unskilled, we have a big number, 72%. We need to increase this number as soon as possible. Now, with respect to highly skilled workforce, our system, if you can see the Malaysian qualification framework here, okay, we have a standard of levels from level 1 to level 8. Anything above 4 is considered as highly skilled. So for the system where it involves skills training, anything with level 4 skills diploma or skills advanced diploma would be considered as highly skilled. And within the vocational and technical stream, advanced and diploma will be considered as highly skilled. And of course, in academia line, anything above diploma up to the doctoral degree is considered as the highly skilled workforce. Now, here is the slide shows the perspective of all the training institutions that is available in the country. One that is comprising of the public and the private sectors. As you can see, there are many training institutions within the country itself. Different ministries doing different things, but we are all contributing towards the development of the human resource capital. Now, next I will move on to the role of the DSD. Okay, the DSD, my department, is the agency under the Ministry of Human Resource, responsible to manage, to coordinate and promote skills training program and career development based on skills competencies. DSD, our department is regulated under the National Skills Development Act 2006, or we call it as Act 652. And previously, before we became DSD, we have been transforming from many years, from since 1971 up to now. And lastly, we have ended up with Department of Skills Development. Okay, and with this legislation framework, under the Act 652, the DSD is empowered with legislative power to coordinate all skills development and training activities and to promote skills training and development and improvement of persons' abilities needed for vocation. Okay. This slide shows about the development of the DSD from as early as 1971 and all the way up to the 10th Malaysia Plan. Now we are trying to mainstream TVEP as one of the alternatives towards education. This is just the organization chart. Okay. Now this is an important slide. Okay. This is the role of the DSD. DSD acting as an interface between the industries and the training institution. The industries and the employers, they will submit their skills needs towards DSD, and the DSD will create the what we call the National Operational Skills Standards and the training guides for the training institution to emulate and to conduct their training. And whatever is produced by the training institution, the trade workforce is brought back to DSD for certification, and it goes back to the industry for employment. All right, this is just the framework for the meeting industry needs. Okay, I mentioned NOS just now. What is the NOS? The NOS stands for the National Occupational Skills Standards, which is defined as the specification of the competencies expected of the skilled workers according to the definition of occupational area, level, and pathway. Now, the NOS is established on occupational requirement and direct. Oh God. And number two, it directly refers to the career structure of any occupational field. And the third one is developed by industry practitioners and skilled workers who have been directly involved in the occupational area. Now, the NOS is being used for training, is used for the skills training curriculum preparation, and for training requirement analysis and assessment, and finally for certification. And for employment, is used for recruitment and selection, counseling, employee performance appraisal, and job description, and career pathway. This is the document that has been produced by my department. Now, with respect to the NOS development, it covers altogether 29 economic sectors, from PE, telecommunications, all the way to mining. Yeah? in terms of its development, the contents, as I mentioned, is from level 1 to level 5. And it covers a good ratio of coverage, covering technical knowledge, core ability, as well as skills and job ability development. And this is the breakdown of the certification. Okay. For the skills accreditation and certification, the procedure where the SD assess and approve skills training program under Malaysian Skills Certification System. It enables the accredited center to conduct a skills training program for the purpose of MSc, MSSD, MSAD award. Okay? And this is the certification that we produce. Like just now we saw that in Taiwan you use license, but in Malaysia we use certificates. Yeah? Okay. All right. And for certification, we have 3 ways of issuing the Malaysian Skills Certificate. One is through institutional-based training, whereby student goes to the training centers and they go through a normal 1 to 3 years program. And number 2, through workers' initiative, that is called accreditation of prior achievement, where their knowledge and their experience over the years is being considered for certification. And the third way is through industry-driven, that is through the National Dual Training System. This is very much like the German system, the dual system. So that has been introduced in Malaysia now. And these are some of the industries that have already taken up the initiative on the SLDN. The next thing that we have under our department is the Center for Instructor and Advanced Skills Training, or the CIAS in short. This is a center that's been developed been established to develop world-class trainers that are knowledgeable, competent, and disciplined, and responsive to environmental and technological changes. This center has been developed together with the support of the Japanese government. It began in 1984, and all up to now, it has already developed 69,582 trainers and industrial workers in various skill competencies. Most of the outcome from this center is being taken in to become the instructors at the vocational and other training institutions. And again, this is the national dual training system. This is the details. And now we have also introduced what we call as the Skills Malaysia Partnership. This is to promote the department in human capital development through skills training, and to determine and establish strategic partnership between the government, private sectors, and employers industry, and to implement the successful projects and programs to develop skilled workforce. And through the skills partnership, we are forging collaboration internationally. For example, with other awarding bodies like CT and Guilds, the Computing Technology Industry Association of Computer in the USA, the LCC International Qualification, TWI, as well as the Scottish Qualification Authority, among others. And we are seeking to become a regional TVET hub through which international technical education and vocational training or the by program can be introduced. Okay, this is a skills special initiative. And this is a model that we introduced. It has solid curriculum and global perspective, strong industry links, and holistic and world-class training experience, and the one-stop Skills Malaysia Invite Center. Now, on moving forward and concluding this presentation, Okay, on transforming and mainstreaming the skills training. Okay, the national skills training system to be transformed in its efficiency, quality, and performance in order to equip the country's skills workforce. We are looking at ways and means to raise its profile and acceptance, and we are rationalizing the national framework and delivery to meet the industry standards. And finally, we are looking at how we want to scale up the private skills training provision. With that, I conclude my presentation. Thank you very much.
Thank you. And the next presentation is on Bosch Mechatronics Apprenticeship Program. Let's welcome the presenter.
Good morning, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen. Today it was my honor to be a part of the CTE workshop and forum on skill training in industry and academia cooperation. The best practice and implementation in engineering, hospitality, and innovative entrepreneurship in Taipei, Taiwan. Today, I would like to share some experience and also Thai government's policy for human resource development, and also would like to introduce Bosch Mechatronics Apprenticeship Program. It was one of